awesome? Don't you want to donate for that? I think it's pretty cool. So get some donations in, everybody. Get them in. Alright, that's. Looks like we're ready to start the next game. scaz.zaf with Dead Cells. Take it away.
Hey. So this is Dead Cells. This is a 2D roguelike indie platformer that came out within the last year by Motion Twin, and it's pretty brutally hard, but it's really fun. So if you haven't played it casually, I'd actually really recommend checking it out. But anyway, these are the items I'm going to be working with. In this build of the game, Ice Shard, Assault Shield, and 2 heavy turrets is like sort of the best thing we can use. And yeah, I'm pretty much ready to go. So if you want to count it down, 3, 2, 1, go. So right here at the beginning, what we want to do in this first stage is just get out as soon as possible. If you've seen speedruns of this game before, you'll probably note, oh, actually I have to restart. I'm on the wrong difficulty. But that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. It's not a big deal. It'll take a few seconds. Basically what we need to do is you have to make sure that we have the right affix on one of our items. This only takes a few seconds, and I actually have a pretty generous estimate, so I'm not even slightly worried about this. But I was on 4 cell. What we do is we do a trick where we start on 4 cell, we re-roll till we get the items we want, and then we switch over to 0 cell, which actually helps us a lot. But unfortunately, I stayed on 4 cell, and I wasn't able to switch back after I already went through that door. Okay, cool, we're good. So okay, now it's officially starting. So 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, we're started. Yeah. I was wondering why there were so many enemies. So this is any percent. Specifically, this is any percent. We've had people who have been sort of confused about speedruns of Dead Cells before in the past. They kind of ask, well, why do you have items? Why do you have all these things unlocked? Why do you have stats? Why aren't you on 4 cell, etc.? That's because those are all just different categories. So this is any percent, which means we're running on 0 cell, which is the easiest form of the game, aka the fastest form of the game. And we have everything that we want unlocked already because as a roguelike, you progressively unlock things as you play. So in the spirit of the game, we get to play with the stuff we've unlocked. If you wanted to start completely fresh from the beginning with nothing unlocked, that would be a different category called Fresh File, which we're not running today. So we want to try and find 2 scrolls before we get out of this first stage. I've already found one of them. I have no idea where they are because everything is randomly generated. Oh, there's the other one, so that's actually really nice. Leaving the stage with both of the stats is a pretty big benefit. And if we don't do that, then we're kind of crippled, but... Can you not? All right. We're kind of crippled, but the game's sort of easy enough in this current patch that it's not even a big deal if we don't get those. We're going to get our first mutation here, Velocity. That lets us, when we kill like 10 or so enemies within a short period of time, it lets us get a speed boost, but that's just built into the game. But then with Velocity, it actually lasts 3 times longer. So we can actually keep that speed throughout the game, well, at least throughout most of the stages. So you're going to see me try and killing enemies right here in this the second stage early on as I can, even though it's technically wasting time because I want to get that velocity going so I can go faster the rest of the stage. And if I'm lucky, I can even keep it through multiple stages. This stage is different from the last one we just did. This one's all horizontal as opposed to being sort of a mishmash of labyrinths and corridors and stuff. So I know that my exit's all the way on the right. Like, that's a guaranteed thing. I have my velocity built up, so I'm just going to start running to the right now. If I see any scrolls, I'll stop for those because those are our stats. Other than that, I'm good to just run. As I mentioned earlier, this game is... the layouts are mostly procedurally generated. It's like all chunk-based. So I've seen all of these chunks before, but they're all just sort of randomly placed. Enemies are randomly placed, scrolls are randomly placed. The only thing is that each stage has sort of a general theme of what I need to do. So that is sort of a big advantage we have going for us. That's the second stage. This run actually it goes pretty fast. So I expect to be done with this pretty quickly. We picked up Masochist there, which is different from what we run in like previous versions of the game. So if you've seen speedruns like a GDQ, you saw we picked up different mutations. But Masochist is now pretty good in this one because what Masochist does is it lets us, when we run into traps like spikes and swinging balls and stuff, it doesn't do as much damage, and actually gives us a speed boost. So we're not as concerned about our health in this version. So that little bit of extra speed boost sort of makes it okay. That was scary. It sort of makes it okay to run into those traps, whereas previously we would actually like really die if we ever touched them. So there is actually an indicator that the community found. This stage used to be notorious for being like a make or break moment, and it still sort of is, because we used to have no indication of the level generation. We just knew there was either an exit in one of the towers or an exit all the way to the right. And the all the way to the right one was way faster than everything else because we had really no indication as to whether or not we had to check towers early or not. But someone in the community, I can't remember who, actually found a visual indicator. And we had an all the way to the right exit, so that's pretty nice. But they found a visual indicator that makes that stage. Oh yeah. When I was in the practice room, I found, I wouldn't really call it a glitch, but I found this little like thing where if I use my health potion at the right time when I leave, oh, I messed it up. It kind of glitches out the character as he's walking away, and he does like this weird little moonwalk. This is the first boss. He is about as difficult as a paperweight. With this build, he dies pretty quickly, and he spends more time invulnerable than he does actually attacking. Very high skill gameplay right here. And he's dead. Okay, so that was tough. We're going to go through one of these new doors that lets us pick up an amulet. Didn't have any of the stats we want, but that's fine. You just get some defensive stats off that, and that is okay. The third mutation we picked up, I sort of glossed over it. Hey! The third mutation we picked up, called Support, it makes me do more damage when I'm near my deployed turrets. Those are those heavy turrets that I'm dropping around. Those things do a ton of damage, and me being near them makes me do even more damage. I don't want that. So that it's just sort of a mutually beneficial relationship between us right now. So that's all because of Support. So in this stage is really unique. In this stage, we're trying to find a key. And I need to find that scroll. The key lets us get to the exit. And we're going to be climbing. There's actually 2 doors we need to open. But thankfully, you can actually jump over one of them. We used to dupe the keys in the previous version of this game. But they patched that out, unfortunately. And to run the most recent version, we can't dupe keys anymore. I missed that. That was fun. And there's our key. Oh, neat trick. Oh, there we go. Went back in. Went back out. All right, pick up scroll.
So that the loss of the key duping makes the doors all same value, right?
Oh yeah, for the castle. Yeah, so there's a stage later on where we would also dupe a key, and it was like there was only one door that would let you dupe the key, but we'll get to that later. This is actually kind of crazy how many scrolls I'm getting. It's really, really nice. Oh my god, that's another one. Give me that. It's not, it's just a gem. All right, well, that was a bit of a bummer, actually. And we're almost out of this stage. So we found that key, we jumped over the tower, and now we're out. So the clock tower is actually a pretty notorious stage. It used to be the end of the game. It's a very long vertical stage with a bunch of towers in it. And we have to find a key and find an exit. Unfortunately, 2 of the towers are duds. Sometimes there's only 3 towers, but 2 of the towers are generally duds. So there's 2 success towers and 2 failure towers. My goal is to find the 2 success towers. you have any questions about the run, feel free to like throw them up in chat. I can't read them, but it's the thought that counts.
Well, that's something I can do if you don't mind.
Hey, this is a great time. This stage is long and pretty simple.
Alright, so in that case, I have $20 from Backstabber, who says, donate for a glitch exhibition, please. It's worth, so worth, for Titanfall 2. It makes it a lot of fun. So if you don't know, by the way, Titanfall 2 is a glitch exhibition showcase for after the run's done. It's currently at $102 out of $250, so please donate towards that if you're going to donate towards instead of currently $148 away. Speaking of which, we also have another $20 from Lee Cregan, who says, thanks to everyone involved for making this great event possible. Thank you, Lee. And thank you all for watching as well, too.
So I will get excited if this is a successful tower. We still don't know. You can tell, like, okay, this is a successful tower. I'm excited. So you see this thing right here? That's the key. And that's what we really wanted. So that's like the hardest thing to find in this stage, because that can be in any of the towers, whereas the exit can only be in the final 2 towers. So at this point, I basically only have a 50-50 chance of oh, I don't want to drop my speed. Okay, 50-50 chance of not getting out quickly. But if I get 2 successes in a row, that's a really good ratio right there. So it's not there because it can't be behind a teleporter. So it's probably just over here, unless this goes to 2 more. It does. That's a shame. I'm gonna gamble on this one. I'm gonna try and get a better amulet off this guy. And oh, 2 tactics. So tactics is the stat that we want. Tactics is our damage. All of our attacking stuff scales off of tactics. That's the exit. Cool. So we got a really nice clock tower. Everything scales off of tactics. So basically, we want as many tactics as we can. Those amulets can have 2 random stats, and in that case, I got 2 tactics. So that's kind of nice. Do a little moonwalk. And we're gonna go to the second boss right now. This guy is also kind of a pushover.
Well, they patched out the roll skip, though.
Yeah, you used to be able to skip this guy. Can't do that anymore. But, it doesn't matter. He's easy. Or she. I think it's a she. Very difficult. Okay, and this is the final stage before the final boss. And keeping in theme with both of those things, it is the hardest stage and the hardest boss. And the only stages where I ever really sort of feel like I might die. So if I die, I'm sorry, but it was a little expected, I guess. My goal here is to find 2 keys and 2 colored doors. That's a colored door. If I can find 2 keys and 2 colored doors, which is great, then I need to just find the 2 doors that lead to the exit, and I'm done. And then I'll fight the final boss. Each of these colored doors has a mini-boss in it. They're also kind of pushovers. God, the music in this game is fantastic, by the way. Big shout out to Valmont for his amazing music. Also, big shout out to the community. The Dead Cells community has been super active lately. We're constantly gaining runners, which is wonderful. That's our exit. And like Rock's Tomb, Rhino, and Henpaku have been grinding down the world record like crazy lately. It's insane how much they've been grinding. Mad respect to those guys. And we're actually about to hit a really nice, massive new patch, so the game's about to shake up like crazy. So definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't played it yet. And so we know our exit. We have our 2 keys. We know where our exit is. It's right here. We found that earlier, which is unbelievably good luck. You can get stuck in that stage.
That is a really good castle.
Yeah, you can get stuck in that stage for forever. It's insane how obnoxious that stage can be. I'm just going to heal just to be safe. I probably won't use any potions anyways, but we're still going to do it. This is the final boss. Unlike the last 2 bosses, not a pushover. This guy's actually really hard. This guy can actually kill me. So, wish me luck.
Good luck.
That was not a joke, by the way. No, he is actually really hard. That's just the first phase. Oh, that's a really bad spawn. What do I do with this guy? Okay. Two of them, really?
That's to make up for the good RNG you got.
Yeah, this game has to give and take, you know. All right, well, he's dead. And time. So yeah, that's Dead Cells. Yeah, thank you so much, Calithon, for letting me come out here and yeah, come run Dead Cells. Have a good one.
All right, thank you very much, Scaz, for that run of Dead Cells. Let's give it up one more time for him, please.